Hi YouTube. I wanted to come on and show you how to make a stacked or three-tiered garden. So I've got everything laid out, and you start with this table, the low table. You will get it from the furniture store in Mushu. Then you'll need 8 stacked boxes. You see here. It doesn't matter what type of boxes they are, so long as they are not the boxes of chickens. Those will not work. And there's one other type of box that won't work. They're the light colored ones, reinforced. They're called reinforced boxes. So you stack them all up on the table, and then the idea is to move the table where you want to move it so that you can get it positioned right. Now when you have all 8 boxes stacked up, you can position it where you want to start your plants at. I've got them started here. Okay, you line it up, and then you'll try to see if you can plant on it. If you look here, it's not quite right lined up. So I'm going to do it again. And you just have to sometimes keep playing with it. Move it around. Red Barn Farm is great because it has the little lines, the rows already made out for you. And with those rows, you can look at the feet on the table and line it up with the rows, and that'll help keep you in a line so that you can put your soil on top of those boxes. And it'll literally just dig the soil right into the top of the crates. Look real close, make sure it's all lined up good. And I just dug it into the side of the house. That didn't work. Okay, so be sure you're at a spot where you can actually see what you're doing. And then it will just actually dig into the top of the crates. There you go. And now it's all in a nice line together. You're going to continue doing that until you get several of them all together. If you see here, there you go. I've got the top started. I'm doing a row of 4 for my first row, and then I'll do a row of 5 in the second row. In the third row, I skipped 1 right in the dead center. That's where I'm going to put my flag or my fancy lamppost, some type of pole. So there's that 1 gap. But otherwise, you're going to do 1 row of 4, 3 rows of 5, and then another row of 4. That way it'll all line up in your feeding circle the right way. It's very important to have a flagpole or a lamp post that you can put in the center. I found that's the easiest way to feed. I've got several of them done here. I've already even started the middle row. Let me show you how to do the middle row once you get ready to. You're just going to pick up the top layer of boxes. Just like that. The bottom layer stays on. You move your table. You line it up underneath the ones you've already started. Once again, look at the rows. Another good thing about the Red Barn Farm is that all plants like it. It's a little tricky on this part because you really want to get that line right. And it's important to get the line up correct because that's how you save the most energy. You want to line it all up as best as you can to fit inside that one large circle. Don't get too paranoid though. If some of them are out of line, you just kind of have to adjust things. But this gives you an idea of how you want to do it. And then you just plant right into the top of the boxes again. Move it over and work on your next one. Your best bet is to do the entire top tier of your garden first. Then start working on your middle. I would suggest putting your flag or your lamppost in after you do your middle row. You see, I've got it right there in the middle of the garden. Then start working on your bottom row after you get your flagpole put into place. Now you can get a fancy lamppost or a flagpole at the bazaar. And when you get ready for your bottom row, you're just going to line it up the best you can, you know, underneath the other rows. And you just continue doing like we have been doing. You can see once you've got your light post or your lamp, it's easier to feed in that circle. It'll cover all of them. A lot of people like to use a ball of yarn in that place instead. Now I'm going to show you here a garden that's already been done and planted. I used the fancy lamppost on this one. See, there's the lamppost. I've planted prickly pears and magma peas, and it's a lot easier. You can see there I have a couple that need to be fed. It's a lot easier to feed them when you have that post to go by, because with the balls of yarn it's hard to see them. So I'm just going to go ahead and individually feed a couple right now, so you can see that if you need to do just one or two, you can easily do that. Just walk right up on top of the stack and do that. I find personally that it's a lot easier to just feed them all at the same time. And usually if you go in once or twice a day, there'll be a whole bunch of them that are ready to be fed. And you just slide up and down the pole, get it positioned where you want it to be positioned, and that will feed the entire garden. There's 64 plants, I believe, in that one. I was off a little bit on one or two of them. I've also got piles of sand and the gnomes and the croc insect tablets there. Those are some of the likes for those plants. The magma peas will give you the biggest mega snacks when you harvest them. The prickly bears can randomly drop 2 different mega snacks. They're the 25 snacks. 25-point snacks, and that's the sun fruit or the crab apples. When they don't drop that, though, they do give you gold, and they also give you some smaller snacks that sell real well at the bazaar. The magma peas are great, but you have to get them from the Crown shop. You can farm them. There's a couple of places if you want to go fight bosses that you can farm for them. But it's not an easy farming thing to get. I usually try to wait till the Crown shop has them on sale for half price and then pick up a couple at a time if I can come up with the crowns to do it instead. But the prickly bears, they're easier because you can get them in Crocotopia for gold. Now I'm going to show you, I'm going to go over here to my other one, and I am going to show you a garden that has the blue ball of yarn and has the full 69 plants. You can see about half of mine are ready for harvest, so I'm going to go through here and actually harvest them out so you can see them and some of the things that they drop. There's a sunfruit. That's a mega. See, it's 25. They also reseed themselves. And you get stinky cheese a lot. That's actually pretty good, though. It sells real well at the bazaar because it's used in a quest. In Celestia, I think it is. Some guy needs a sandwich, and so people need to buy that. So it sells real well at the bazaar. And let's see, you get lots of snacks. There's a crab apple. That's a mega. There's another crab apple. That's a mega. See, 25. It's the small megas, but they're still megas. Lots of snacks to sell. And this is just not even a full harvest. This is only about half, you can imagine. They give a lot of snacks. There's a sunfruit. There's another sunfruit. There's another sunfruit. There's some more crab apples. So this has been a very good harvest. There's another sunfruit. Just trying to get through these pretty quickly, guys. That way I can show you. There was no way you could have seen that ball of yarn with all those that needed to harvest out. But now you can see it. See it right there? That's what I'm aiming off of in this garden. Oh, my pet was off in the garden. The pets like to get into the gardens. Okay, see, he needs music, so we're going to go ahead. I got to aim for that little ball just off to the side, and I can feed. I can see it pretty well now because there's no bears in the way. But you can imagine when all the bears are there, how hard it is to find that little tiny ball and all of that. Okay. Well, that's the best I can do with tips and tricks. I hope it was helpful. Please like and subscribe. And thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.